Hey, what's up, dice rollers? It's Hijinks and Handlebars.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's Hijinks in Dungeon World.
My face!
Oh
God!
I'm fixing it. Calm down.
It's okay. But yeah, I'll do the intro. I'll start the intro. It's Hijinks and Dungeon World. This is an actual play. I almost said Kids on Bikes. It's an actual play, Dungeon World live actual play with QueueTimes on QueueTimes, baby. Yeah, usually we are a Kids on Bikes stream, but for the past 6 episodes, we've been a Dungeon World campaign. This is a mini series. We will eventually get back to the canonical main continuous story. That story has a backlog of about almost like 50 episodes. So if you're interested in us as a group, if you find our chemistry enticing and you want more, baby, give me some more content, then you should go to the playlist on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel called Hijinks and Handlebars, and you should check out all of that. It's like this, except more grounded in reality, except for it's supernatural and it's kids having adventures in a small town. It's very fun. I love it very much, and we will get back to it. That said, this is episode 6 of a miniseries. We are doing remote. We used to be playing in person. Because we went remote, I decided that we should probably work on something else other than the main storyline, just because like some technical issues and things would probably prevent us from giving our main other story the same depth and like attention that we were giving before, and that worries me. So I just feel better about this. This is very fun though. I love Dungeon World. It's been very exciting for us. Also, that playlist I was talking about before, you can find that with bit.ly/handlestream, capital H, capital S. We also have a shop with merch, and that's bit.ly/handle-shop, capital H, capital S. And that has all of the QueueTimes merch. There's some of the specific merch for us, most of which was designed by Chris Hanimeto, who is a regular player on this show.
Our dad.
The dad of this series, who can't join us tonight, unfortunately, but I would just want to give a shout out to Chris really quick. You can check out all of his work, his YouTube channel, his Twitter, his Instagram, everything at Tanimato, TANIMAYTO. All right.
T-O.
Okay, everyone.
T-O.
Just remember my cast, that we might not be fully in sync. So trying to say something with me
Gonna be mine.
might not be the easiest for the viewers to listen to.
Capital H, capital S.
Okay. Well, I want to get some thank yous out at the top here. Big
You're
thank
welcome.
you to Hunters Entertainment.
Thank you.
For publishing Kids on Bikes, usually the game that we play, which is really great. We think that they've been very nice. They've given me dice with skulls on them and also a backpack with a skull on it, a Kids on Bikes branded backpack. They also have a new game coming out right now called Kids on Brooms. It's in pre-order at the moment. They're not giving us anything for me to announce that.
Yeah.
I'm fond of the developers. I think it's a very cool idea. Kids on Bikes is wonderful, so I'm excited to see what Doug and Jonathan and Spencer Stark, not our Spencer,
Our other Spencer.
Our Spencer
too. I'm excited to know what Spencer's up to.
Yeah, excited for that.
Not a lot, just hanging.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, playing zombie game.
Yeah, but I'm excited for that, and all of you should check that out. It's called Kids on Brooms. Again, it's in pre-order. So, and if you pre-order,
Buy now.
I think if you pre-order it, you get it's not immediately, but you will get a digital copy.
That's cool.
Of the game, a PDF, a digital PDF. I don't know. I pre-ordered it already. So when I get that PDF,
Pre-order it, you'll get your invitation to Hogwarts.
Yes. Well, no, you can't say that. Kids on Brooms has nothing to do with the Wizarding World of Hogwarts.
I was joking.
Not related at all.
Other kids, other brooms.
Other kids, other brooms.
Not my kids, not my brooms, not my circus.
Harold Potter was not the first wizards and witches.
I should say Hergwash.
Hergwash. Yeah, it's like one of my friends in high school. Their dad would always talk about washing clothes, so it's like hogwash.
Yeah, Herg, but I like Herg too. Hergwash.
Hergwash.
Horrible.
But thank you to QueueTimes
Pig
for hosting us and for keeping all the back end things going well, making sure that the stream is up and the audio is there and the video is there.
And it's all good.
So thank you to Jake and thank you to TS Quint. We appreciate all of the work that you do for us and for all the other shows. Speaking of us and all the other shows,
Yeah!
there's also a tip jar! ! Coin in the Twitch chat. We'll pop that thing up. It's a direct and actionable way to support the shows that you love, the shows you love to watch. And the money goes directly to those shows, to those casts and everything, and it's a great way to support us. So thank you very much. Lol. Okay, guess it's not working. No. Lol. Cool. Oh, Glass Beach did already. Thanks,
Oh, hey,
Glass
Glass Beach is here in the chat.
Glass
Wow.
Beach.
Good to see you, Glass Beach. Good to be here.
Good to be here.
Happy
Cool.
to be here.
The last couple things I want to say, this is an almost entirely improvised show. I would say like 99.98%. So I can't flat out say exactly what is going to be in each episode, the things that we're going to bring up and those sorts of things. So if there is any content that pops up into the stream that you find either like triggering or that you are uncomfortable with, then please shut the stream off. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, pause the video. And don't be afraid to reach out to us on our Twitter and Instagram at HandleStream, or my personal like Twitter or Instagram at KWilliamWhite, and say like, hey, I really want to keep watching the show. I really like what y'all are doing, but this part like made me a little uncomfortable. Can you like get past that and give me the details that maybe I missed? And I would be happy to fill you in on all of that. I do want to emphasize that when I say there might be like some triggering elements or some things that like you would find uncomfortable, I want to say that is hopefully not going to be like outright offensive things, because we are not edgy. We're not trying to offend people. In fact, we do the exact opposite. We try to be as open and accessible and diverse with the way that we are telling our stories as possible. We're very, very fond of being inclusive and making sure that people can keep up with what we're doing and enjoy the content that we have here. So that being said, some things that some people might find triggering or uncomfortable aren't necessarily like fully outright offensive. It could be it's funny, like I go to list things and then I'm like, well, no, yeah, it could be, I mean, like things we brought up in the past, especially in this story. I mean, it's like fantasy based, so there might be like some, I don't know, spiders or like other like beasts. There might, I mean, other times in the show we've had like intense darkness, claustrophobia, harm to children,
A lot of fire.
lots of fire, harm to animals, that kind of thing. And again, I do not go out of my way to harm an animal. I don't like when animals are harmed, so like I wouldn't worry too much about that, but it could come up, and just be safe with yourself first and foremost. We're a show. We will be here forever. Take care of your health.
Oh no.
We'll be here forever. Cool. Okay, with that, forever, ever, and I forever am William, they, them, the GM for Hijinks and Dungeon World.
And I, as far as we know, am Jonas, they, them, and I am playing Bowser, the salamander immolator, he, him.
Hi, I'm Spencer LaBelle, they, them. I will be playing Denial, the Eladrin thief, he, him.
I am Franny, she, her, playing Brenner, the baby, and maybe 14. They, them. Did I say that already? Oh, the human paladins.
And I'm Sam, he, him, and I am playing Ladislas, who is gender fluid but is currently using she, her pronouns. She is an elf druid.
Great. So this show is about a bunch of people in the end times. This is a foster family, foster father and a bunch of siblings.
Dad has a pelican head.
Dad has a pelican head. Is very much like a BoJack Horseman, but pelican.
Like a Tuca and Birdie.
Yes, like a Tuca and Birdie. And we started off the series with Brenner and Din, which is the father, who we don't have here at the moment, being whisked away by some demons into a tower. The Danael, Dowser, and Ladislas all went to rescue them. They ended up ripping a portal into the sky, and a big nasty dragon named Carl came out. And I will say nasty is like a perspective.
Yeah.
We're not,
Sure.
Who knows? Who knows?
A very intense dragon.
A very intense dragon who might be...
From the portal's
Bad.
perspective, we're the
Might be
nasty
bad.
ones.
Yes. From the portal's perspective, where the Jedi are evil.
Not affiliated.
Not affiliated. In fact, we shouldn't have brought them up. Franny, do that thing you did with Hergworsh, but with Star Wars.
Oh my god, Judy!
Stir Weirs.
Ooh.
Stewerers.
Okay. But they escaped the city as it was being destroyed, laid to waste by a dragon. The dragon chased them out into the woods, and they escaped the dragon. They went through the woods, encountered a gelatinous cube, made their way out of that. Someone turned into a tree, Ladislas, and then talked to some other trees, and they made their way finally to Gambador the Grump. And I think that leads us into specifically what happened last time on Hijinks and Dungeon World. The group came through a clearing and saw a cottage out in this open plains area. Dowser immediately ran for it. Ladislas following suit. They ended up at the cottage door, where Gambador the Grump opened the door and was like, "Hey, what up?" And they sort of were a little aggressive. Especially since Gambador the Grump immediately recognized a Dowser and didn't want much to do with that Dowser. But eventually they made their claim. They stuck their claim? Is that a thing? Stake their claim? Stake their claim? Stuck their claim?
Yes, as in I have been stooketh.
Yes,
my claim has been stooketh.
They stooketh their claim. And eventually got Gambador to have a seating with them, predominantly by Brenner swooping in with a scarf, calling Gambador grandfather and demanding tea and crumpets and other food items. Gambador closed the door on them, but Ladislas turned into a spider and went underneath the door. And all the things Gambador could do didn't seem to affect Ladislas in that moment, trying to turn Ladislas into a mouse and other such badness. They went out, had tea around the stumps that Gambador the Grump had brought forth from under the ground, and Din Din joined everyone, being guided out of the basement of Gambador's home by a bunch of little frog people. The frog people dropped off Din Din. Din Din awoke, and all of them had a conversation about what needed to happen next and what was currently happening, where Gambador informed them that the end was upon them, that there was a ritual that opened up a portal in the sky to, yes, this dragon, Carl, as it were named, but also something much worse, only known as the end. And as of right now, the only recourse moving forward is to find the ritualed bodies of the other sacrifices that Brenner, who Brenner was going to be, find them in each of the 5 cities, which are Novre, Evrim, Sor, Way, and Sendral. Sendral being where Brenner is from, so they don't need to go back there. And replace those bodies, souls that are inside of them, with their original souls that were sucked out by a ritual dagger. And one of the occult members was placed inside, giving them access to the ritual that would allow them to control what would eventually be coming through the portal. But as of right now, the thing is going to come through the portal regardless. And no one will be able to control it because they broke the sacrifice order with Brenner not being stabbed by the dagger. At the very end, Gambador said, well, the only thing that I can do is leave because my magic doesn't work very well against a dragon and can't really super help in the situation. And also Gambador's a little selfish, I think I could say.
Sure.
And just wanted to dip and told
very much, I think, aspects of Gandalf and big aspects of Bilbo. It's like if Bilbo had Gandalf's powers a little bit.
Yeah. So told them all that they could leave with Gambador, or they could move on forward, and pretty much gave them the path. Go city to city, recover the ritual daggers, and I think we skipped over this part because I wanted to do a bit, but take the ritual dagger and re-stab the victims is what Gambador would have told you needed to happen.
Did he clarify whether or not this would kill them, or are these
It
people?
would put their souls back in their body,
Okay.
and it would suck the other soul back into the dagger.
Cool. I'm sure it'll come up again when we get to the actual stabbing
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, there
and
was-
to be specific, just because I don't believe this question was asked in the narrative, but it most likely would have been. That's not any ritual dagger. It was the ritual dagger which was used on them.
Yes, because that ritual
Mhm.
dagger has
Their
their
soul in it,
original
yeah.
soul inside of it.
Mm.
Yes. Cool. At the very end, Gambador vanished. Brenner and Danail looked in Gambador's library, looking for tomes and other such things to figure out things about gods and about two souls being inside of the same body, or something like that. Danail witnessed a moment of Brenner having like a shadow silhouette that was moving sort of in tandem with them, but like misstepped for a moment, and then it was gone. And then while Dindin and Ladislas were out sharing a moment on the plains, they started to hear and see these flying demon creatures approaching them, and everybody booked it and got away safely as they were being chased further and further into the woods towards what we now know to be Wei, the western city that they are heading for currently. Where we're picking up, you have all set off a little bit ahead to like kind of scope out the next bit of area. You had come across just like this vast, very like furious river is where we are, and it is a huge, like very, very long, wide river. So it's kind of, it is almost hard to see where the other side of it is. And you've all like been aware of this river before. Maybe I mean like Danail, you kind of traveled a bit at one point, so you may have come across this before as well. But most of you spent most of your time in Sindral, so this isn't exactly a place that you're super familiar with. But you have your father Dindin insisted on staying behind to cover your tracks, so that you couldn't be followed by those demon creatures. You're not very far away from Dindin, so it didn't seem like incredibly pressing. And you had been traveling for a few days since you had been accosted by those demons in the first place. So you've generally been traveling pretty calmly at the moment.
Should we track our rations down a couple of days?
Yeah, we can do that. I wanted to say two of you, I think Dowser and Dindin said specifically you were grabbing rations.
Yeah.
When you were, yeah. So I would say like outright when you grabbed rations, you could have gotten like 3 days of rations for yourselves.
Okay.
I believe the last time rations came up, all of Danail's portions were lost due to accidental poisoning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I would honestly, since I'm doing okay, I would probably give all 3 of mine to Danail.
Okay.
Since he needs them, and that leaves me.
And Ladislas doesn't actually consume rations at all.
Okay.
That's just a function of being a druid.
Sweet.
So
The rations that you and Dindin got, Dowser, was that just you and Dindin, or was that for the group?
I mean, I would have been looking for the group, but it's all about how much I could actually get.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, both Dindin and Dowser could both get like 3 full rations.
Okay.
I don't know where Dindin was at, but I can talk to Chris about that.
I mean, it should have been the same as us, basically.
I think so. I mean, like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But as of right now, we don't have to mark it down necessarily. Like from here, travel onward, I would like to.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
And I just want to give a little Dowser update since some time has passed.
A date, if you will.
A little Douse date. We're like at the river right now. You said, right?
Yes.
Dowser just like he emerges last from a bush wearing what is normal to the rest of the party now, but the audience has not seen yet, which is an oversized, but slightly less oversized than it was a couple days ago, wig and beard. Big wizard beard. He is not currently wearing the helmet. I think if you're cool with it, Spencer, Danail has that like hip or something. back with
I'm
his
sorry,
stuff.
did you repeat that? I got like
I'm
a
not wearing his
coming through.
helmet. Can you hold on to it for him?
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Cool.
Danail snagged like a long cloak from Gambador's, and it's kind of like one of those Victorian ones where it's kind of got like the shoulder drapes coming down to chest level to replace the one that melted to the gelatinous acid slime ooze cube. Gelatinous cube. They're the words.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
if it's all,
basically- yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead, William.
Well, what I was gonna say. So in front of you, I mean, like, just to set this, like, you've just walked out of the woods. Like, in front of you, there is no more woods. It is just like this huge river, and on the other side of it is just like a grassy, like, hilly plains kind of thing. So you are exiting the Carillion woods at the moment.
If it's all right with you, William, I would have liked to have been in a bird form, kind of like scouting ahead for the party. So just kind of doing long oval laps over the party and then out forward in our intended path. So I think I'm just returning from that oval from out like over the river and just like change back into my elven form just as I land on the side of the riverfront here.
Yeah, and I would say, just for your knowledge, this river is so like wide that you in your bird form, if we're like talking like mechanically, like hold wise, it takes you all of your own hold to get yourself across this river.
Gotcha. Okay. The river's really big. I could barely get myself there and back.
Does the river have a name? You talk to those things, yes?
Oh, that's a good question. William, can I use my spirit tongue to talk to this river?
Yeah.
Okay. I turn around and turn to it and say, "Hello?
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Do you have a name?"
We are but a river.
Does your river have a name?
We are just as we are.
Ladislaus turns back to the rest of the group and says, "It's the Just As We Are river."
Just as we are, river. Oh, good ring. Darcy likes this. Someone write it down.
Ladislas, that's not a name. That's just like a state of being.
That's
Danail.
what the river told me its name was.
If someone says their name is what it is their name. The river's name is, say again?
The Just As We Are river.
Just as we are, river. Yes, it's a good name. Darcy turns to the river. You have a good name, river, just as we are.
Ladislaus turns back to the river and says, "Dowser says you have a good name."
What's a dowser?
Ladislaus just points. Oh, sorry, you can't hear that. Dowser is my friend. My brother. My sibling.
A friend, a brother, a sibling.
During this conversation, can Brenner just take off their shoes, sandals, whatever they're wearing, and kind of just dip their feet in the river? Tell the river that, well, they feel really refreshing.
My sibling Brenner says you're very refreshing.
Thank you.
What are all these tiny little tadpoles in here?
They look like frogs or something. Like baby frogs?
This is what the tadpole is.
Yeah, I said the thing about the baby frogs, and then I just sort of realized that like
Sometimes
that is what tadpoles are. It's just baby frogs. So.
I don't know if they are tadpoles. I just said they kind of look like tadpoles, but they're
look. Oh.
You better be careful, Brenner. Those are actually piranha spawn.
Oh, yikes!
Darcy was going to dip his toes into the water. Maybe not now.
Danail's kicking off his boots as well and going ahead and dipping his feet in.
Well, maybe yes then. Darcy will also join.
Yeah, can I just really quick from from generally, I kind of everybody. I don't know. I suppose who feels like they're like kind of wary and paying attention.
Danae, always.
Me as well.
Yeah. Then if you feel like you would start noticing this, I'm just going to tell you, like, you can start to hear the water in the river, as like more people are entering it. It starts to like flow a little bit more aggressively. Like the waves pick up a little bit, and not only that, like, if you're sitting like on the shore and you have your feet like dipped into the river, now like the water has kind of elevated and like is like slowly spreading out and is starting to like wet your like upper legs. And
I have a move which may be relevant, William, as
Cool.
For somebody who is wary, as a trap expert from the thief. I can spend a moment to survey a dangerous area, which this is starting to feel like maybe it could be.
Sure.
Yeah. That's not great. That's going to be a 5 plus Dex 7.
Okay.
So I can spend one hold to ask one of 3 questions as I walk through the area. Is there a trap here? And if so, what activates it? What does the trap do when activated? And what else is hidden here? And I think the real question is... Well, I think the first question is there a trap here? And if so, what activates it? Which I think is kind of... Hang on, what am I seeing?
Yeah. That's interesting because this isn't like a trap necessarily.
I feel like...
But I will like, I think what I will give you is like the entering the water is causing this thing. You can connect the two. It is like definitively a cause and effect. But it's not I wouldn't say it's a trap.
Yeah, I also kind of personally interpret trap just off the way it's keyed off as since it describes a dangerous area.
Sure.
And I mean, there are 2 interpretations. Trap is hyper specifically a machine or device which is dedicated to do a specific function, typically in defense of something or obfuscating a path. Or I think you could also interpret it as like a more natural danger, in the same way, like, okay, this is a pitfall. A pitfall is simultaneously both a trap and a hole in the ground, that could pose a threat. Or like quicksand is a natural phenomenon, but also a trap.
You would consider quicksand a trap?
I mean, wouldn't you?
I think the distinction, like we're kind of getting at, is does it have to have intention as a trap to be a trap? And it sounds like William's kind of erring on the side of yes and Spencer on the side of no. Like a trap is just something...
Because I wouldn't qualify quicksand a trap.
Yeah.
I would qualify that like an environmental danger. But like...
I get what Spencer is saying. I just don't know that is the definition of trap that is intended. That's not to say we can't use that. And like, it's a short run series and you're like... You're a thief, but you're like basically a ranger, so like it would make sense that you would like be trained to look out for that stuff.
And this isn't even necessarily as like passive as quicksand is, though. So I mean, like, yes, there's a trap, and it is the water like consuming people, like essentially. Yes.
Okay. On second thought, don't get back in the water.
Well, on third thought, Doctor will stay.
What?
On third thought, Doctor will stay.
What's the first thing you said?
On fourth thought, I'm going to stay out here as well.
On third thought. Okay. I was like, what? I'm sorry. I was just like, it sounded like gibberish to me.
So, Mr. Just As We Are River, or Mrs. Mix Just As We Are River?
Yes. We are a river.
What's the deal with the water coming up when we enter?
We are a river.
Yeah, but most rivers don't do that.
How many rivers do you know?
Well, I guess you're technically the first one that I've introduced myself to. I'm Ladislas, by the way.
Hello, Ladislas.
So does the river when we touch you, are you attack? Do you not enjoy being touched?
No, there's nothing to not enjoy or enjoy. We are but a river.
Brenner, what do you call this? Tugs? Okay. Brenner tugs on Lass's clothes and just says, Can we ask just a river just as we are, if they'll let us pass through? Can they part their ways?
Just as we are, river, would you be willing to let us pass, to move out of the way for just a moment while we walked?
A river cannot part.
Oh.
A river only flows.
Well, could you pause your flow?
That is not how rivers work.
Oh. Sorry, I'm still learning.
Ladislas, I feel. Do you remember all of the fairy stories we've read when we were younger? I'm only getting half the conversation, but I think in every story about fairies, what always stood out to me is this inhuman logic to it. They don't care for ration or reason or discussion or debate. They are simply beings that act in accordance to their nature, and are just fueled by whatever their basic desires are. And I'm just hearing this, and I'm kind of feeling the same thing, that just the responses that you're saying, just a river, identity, that's the concept of civilization that I don't think we're going to see with the river. And I guess I'm just warning you. The river may not reason the same way that we do.
Well, I have an idea. I mean, the Just As We Are river was saying that rivers only flow, but what if I was a river too and I flowed in the opposite direction?
Can you become a river, Lex?
I don't know. I've never tried it.
Where would you go? Where would you be? There's not room for another. Or would you be in with the Just As We Are?
I think so.
Oh. I was just afraid you wouldn't be able to get back out, because what if you mix up with the river Just As We Are, and then there's the river Ladislas, and then it's a new river, just as Ladislas is.
Well,
I don't think we're concerned as well.
I don't think we're going to get past this river just by walking through it. I don't think it's really. I don't think it really. I don't think it would be good for us.
Well, another option could be you could turn into a bird and fly us over, a large bird.
It's too long. It's too long. The river's too wide. I couldn't get all of you over there.
Oh, and well, what about one at a time?
William, can I carry one of them at a time?
No, you can barely get yourself across.
Okay. I just don't think that's. I don't think I could do it, Brenner. I can't stay as a bird that long.
Can you stay as a boat and we will do the work?
I forgot that you can become an object. That's funny.
I don't know.
I've actually been thinking the
don't
same
know
thing.
if I can turn into a boat.
Well, you can turn into wood in the shape of the boat.
I could turn into I could turn into a log. I could turn into a log, but I don't know that I can turn into a boat.
Hold on.
If you turned into wood and we carved you into a boat, would that hurt?
You can turn into wood in the shape of a boat.
Just turn into a boat-shaped tree. Have you never heard of the boat-shaped tree of Imestris? They're far to the east.
Spencer, I'm very fond of how your brain works. That was very funny.
I guess I could also turn into some sort of like really long tree or vine or something that could get us across the river. But
well, what if you turned into a really long eel and then we could just hold on.
I can't turn into anything. So there's only mechanically, I can only turn into things that I can justify being from my 2 homes, which are the Great Forests and the Towering Mountains.
Oh, turn into a mountain. And we'll dam up the river.
I don't think I can turn into a mountain. I'm just gonna guess that William's not gonna let me turn into a mountain, personally.
Yeah. There's going to be some restrictions on how much you can acquire mass as you are doing what you're doing.
William, could I try to turn into a river?
You could definitely give it a shot. I mean, I'll tell you outright, you can't turn into a river, but you could turn into like some water.
But I can't. I guess I couldn't flow.
There is no way you would have enough strength to flow.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking.
I'm on board.
If I turned into a river, so the river just told me the thing that rivers do is flow. So I would be justified in saying my hold could be spent as using flow, right?
Sure.
So, but could I flow in the opposite direction and thus sort of like still the waters here?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Isn't that how whirlpools are made, though?
Yeah, I mean, like...
Oh, God.
Like with water going in opposite directions?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about whirlpools.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Let's all take a brief break and learn some things about whirlpools.
What if you turned into ebb?
I don't know
Like
that I could turn into
That's
ebb.
like the opposite of flow. That's what accompanies flow.
Well, to do that, you would need to. Well, that would be more for an oceanic body of water, in which case you would have to turn into one of our world's 4 moons, which is just the tide flow of our world. Fun fact.
Yeah, William, can I turn into a moon?
You know what? Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. Here's a thought.
Yeah, you turn into a moon, and like that. Apparently, that's exactly what needed to happen to stop the ritual. The portal closes up. The dragon comes over and gives you some ice cream.
We did it.
Yeah,
Use your moon body to plug the hole in the sky.
Turn into a moon and plug the hole. And forever, Lost was the moon in the sky over Sendra.
Damn it, William! You
Can we
really
tell the
stole.
story?
You really stole a fun reveal from later
your
on
big
in the
finale
series.
moment.
Yeah.
But that's like a great origin story for like, you know, a campaign set in this setting like 1,000 years ago. And Ladislas, the moon, turned into the moon.
Yeah,
And that's how we have the moon.
Here's the thing: I wouldn't put it past Sam to be like doing some big theory end game stuff already, just because I know the way it works. It's like you're looking over your level 10 things that you can do as a character and going like, okay, how am I going to end the series?
No, that's not what I'm doing. What are you talking about? Okay.
Here's what I'll tell you outright.
Yeah.
You can become water, like even like flowing water. You can move in the opposite direction, and you can
Yeah.
still water to be walked through. But it's only going to be like a 10-foot square or like cube or whatever,
Right.
and it's like, and you can only do that like each hold would be like getting them further into the river.
Right.
And you do that 3 times, and like what? Like this river is so freaking wide. Have I told you how wide this freaking
It's
river
pretty
is?
freaking
So
wide.
is
from what I
it
understand.
miles? Is it miles and miles wide?
No.
I feel
Probably
it
like
has to
1
be
mile,
looking
'cause
out.
We can you can typically see like 5 miles to the horizon or something like that,
I think
right?
you can see 2.5 miles to the horizon,
Is
depending on, I don't know.
Oh, maybe I thought it was
Why
more
do
than that,
either
but
of you
maybe you're
think
right. Maybe you're
How
right.
far?
Well, that's also based off of like what your actual how far from like sea level you are. Because the greater your altitude, the greater of the curvature of the Earth you will be able to see.
Yeah.
3
Also,
miles.
that's the Earth, and this planet is smaller. So screw you, Sam.
The furthest point you can see is 3 miles on Earth.
Sure.
That's the furthest.
Interesting.
That's like
That's
the peak.
the furthest.
Okay.
And that's if you have really good
I would
eyesight.
say, here, I'll give you at least this river is a mile wide. At that, I would
Cool.
say that.
Les, maybe we haven't asked just as we are how people usually get across, because we're not the first ones to do this.
Just as we are, River.
Hello.
Has anyone ever crossed you?
Oh, many have crossed.
I mean, like, has anyone ever gotten across? Not has anyone ever offended you?
I don't know what that meant, but yes. People have
How
crossed
do they typically do it?
Well, they walk.
They just walk across the surface of you?
No.
Okay. William,
Yes.
here's what I'm thinking now.
Uh-huh. You want to parlay?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, let's get
Yes,
parlay.
I do. That
I'm on the verge of like deciding whether or not I want to give you any information
Yeah.
through this river, which I was
Yeah,
not
yeah.
prepared to do.
When are you ever prepared to do anything we try to do, William?
It doesn't feel like the river itself has like intention to hide or give information. It seems like it's a narrative role, which is neat. It's like whether or not the conversation, like it's like whether or not Ladislaus is able to like get the river to just say the right things.
Yeah, it's like it's about asking the right questions
Mhm.
almost.
Well, I did not ask the right questions because that's a 5 minus 1.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
Checks out.
You lose connection to the river.
Mm.
Oh,
You forget how to speak river.
it's gone.
No, that's just looking at it. You can't lie to me, not again.
I wouldn't lie to you a second time, Dowser. That was only funny the first time.
It wasn't funny the first time.
It was pretty funny.
Not to me.
The river's gone though. I can't hear them anymore.
Hmm.
Well, I'll just take a moment to bring up two thoughts. First of all, I would love nothing more, Ladislaus, than see you turn into a river. I would love nothing more just than to see that. Secondly, I'm just going to do this visually because I don't know how to put it into words. And Danail pulls out his water flask. This is you. For this visual metaphor, this is the river. And I point at the river. I unclasp my flask. And I pour my water into the river. This is not you. That's still the river.
Yeah, I think
Does
you've
that
made
make
your
sense?
point. You've made your point, Danail.
And I thought about doing the brandy with this, but I mean it's parts per millions is how you dose. Unless you could turn into like doing some quick calculations about. Well, hang on. So there's about how many liters in cubic foot? This is at least a mile wide. Can you turn into at least 1 million bloodweed?
No?
I mean, just like, well, I mean, you can turn into one bloodweed, like the assassin vines, and you
Sure.
can just do it 1,000,000 times, right? That's a long
Well,
time. I'm playing. This is a silly game. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, before we get any further into me not being able to turn into anything cool, I'm gonna turn into a bird and go see if there's a bridge. And I'm gonna roll to shapeshift into another bird.
Cool. I want to ask them before we get further. When you're talking to animals and like things and stuff now, are you like approximating their language, or are you speaking common or whatever? Because I imagine that we couldn't understand.
I was actually picturing in my head that I was not talking at all, but
Cool.
I actually like the idea of thinking that I think Lass is kind of like whispering under her breath. Like she's kind of like
Partial tongue.
speaking common under her breath. But that is not what is communicating with whatever she's
Sure.
speaking to. It's sort of like someone saying something in their native language before they try to speak it in a language they've just learned.
Sure. Okay.
Or it's
That's
like
cool.
you're like whispering into like an ethereal translator. That is
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, a
like-
babblefish, if you will.
Yes. There's a babblefish between you and this river. What did you roll to shapeshift, by the way?
I rolled an 11.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you turn into a bird and you can do whatever you want, I guess.
Cool. I have 3 hold. So I'm
So
going to
it-
spend 1 hold to scout for a bridge.
Cool. Yeah, actually, so you go a little bit north of where you are, and you see kind of like the remnants of a bridge, like sort of
Mhm.
like just this huge long stone bridge that just as you are like getting on the horizon, like being able to see it, it is going like descending into the river, and then it is gone.
Oh.
And
Descending as in collapsing, or descending as in just lowering into the river?
It's like it wasn't necessarily like a bridge. It's like a dam, like just
interesting.
Like goes up for a moment, and it like went back down. But it is something that could be walked across the top of, and in fact, that someone has walked across the top of it because on your side of the river, you now see soldiers.
Huh. Are they headed towards my family?
They are.
Cool. Do they look friendly and nice?
Hard to say. They look like knights. They're wearing armor. They have swords and shields and stuff.
Gotcha. I'm gonna circle back to my family then, and I'm going to. So we have previously said that Lass is not able to communicate when she is in a shapeshifted form. I would like to make the argument that I have spirit tongue, so I should be able to communicate even while I'm in this form with my family. If we don't, like, obviously we have not been playing it that way, so if we want to continue not playing it that way, that's fine. But I just want to make that argument.
I feel like that's more of like an energy distribution thing to me. Like almost like if you are focusing on your being like a bird thing, then it would be difficult. But I mean, you became a tree and talked to some trees, so yeah, I don't know. Do you think it would be more fun to be able to talk if you were a bird?
That could also be a hold thing.
Yeah, you can spend time to talk. Yeah,
let's do that. Let's make it a hold.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. In that case, I don't think I've ever done it before. So I'm going to fly back and perch on Brenner's shoulder. In fact, you know what? Actually, I'm going to justify this in world, William. I'm going to say I became, instead of just becoming your average everyday bird, I became a parrot.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend one hold to replicate the human tongue and say to Brenner, there's a dam up ahead and soldiers? What? North? What?
Ladislaus says that there's a dam up ahead and there's soldiers.
Yeah, we heard that. Ladislaus, birds don't talk.
This one does. What?
Well, did you take a? Should we? These soldiers, are they scary?
Hard to tell. What?
Were they dangerous?
Hard to tell. What?
Did you? 2 questions, Ladislaus. How many were their number, and did you get a sign of any sort of banners or tabards or sigildry they may have been carrying?
I'm just gonna pass that question on to you, William.
Yeah, there were like some sigils on their shields, and one of them was carrying like a regular flag of their people. It is like these are Knights of Way.
Okay.
So
how many of them were there?
There were four soldiers in regular like kind of ornate armor, and then there was one like knight that had a more decorative
a feather on his hat.
Yeah, had a more decorative helmet like that completely like encased like the face, like the full like helmet. The rest of them you could see their faces.
So I'm going to fly down to the ground and with one of my little bird claws pick up a little stick and just drag it in the dirt and this and make this symbol that I saw on their banner, and then write 5 next to it.
Those will be the Knights of Way. You said it was a lion?
I don't think I said it, but it's a lion. Sure.
all right, cool. That's the Lion of the West. Those are the Knights of Way. That's who we should be seeking out at this moment. Sometimes military deserters do turn to banditry, so that's always a possibility. Just to throw that out there. But I think we should go talk to them.
Yes. Dowser has to mention that maybe we should get Dad before we talk to the knights, but then Dowser also has to think that Dad might turn it into a fight before it's ready, so maybe we talk to them first. I think you're right. Okay, Dowser sorted through it. We're good, let's go.
I'm gonna fly up and perch on Brenner's shoulder again. I'm staying parrot for now.
And
I'm
it's
gonna
now
take a moment.
Yeah, they're actually you can now like see them on the horizon. That's like they are close enough now that you're able to see them.
Oh, Danielle, can I have my helmet, please? I want to look impressive.
I pull it out for Dowser.
Cool. It's keeping the wig and beard on. The helmet is over it. Let's go.
All right.
Cool.
And I'm gonna take a moment, pin my badge of the Syndral City Guard to the top of Gambador's cloak, so that's visible.
Okay,
As the knights come closer, I think Brenner, along with Ladislas, we're gonna hide behind Danail.
Cool. I will walk side by side with the nail.
Yeah, so you all come up on these knights. Like I would say you're at this point you're about like 50 feet away. And then they like all stop marching. And they were marching in like file. They stop and you hear stop. What do you do?
Danail will hold out a hand to be like, "Hey, okay, let's stop here."
Dowser
And I'm gonna.
Dowser is mimicking.
Come no closer.
We come from Syndral. We had to away.
Syndral has been laid to waste.
I can confirm that with my own eyes. We traveled away to seek refuge.
You've just come from the dark woods.
We had to take a roundabout way.
How are we to know that you are not the ones who laid waste to Syndral?
We would never do it.
What was
Because-
that?
Oh, my name is Dowser. We did not lay the city to waste. No.
Permission to approach.
You alone.
No, you want to talk to me especially.
I'm gonna do my move Firebrand, William. We introduce a new idea to an NPC. Roll plus charisma on a 10 plus. They take the idea with fervor and think of it as their own.
Ladislas, pop on my shoulder.
7 plus charisma, so 9. So on a 7 to 9, their passion fades after a day or two. But for now, this person thinks that they want to talk to me especially. But I mean, not without the nail, of course.
Oh yes. No, I think I meant the small one.
Yes. And he has to come too.
The other one can come as well.
Please.
Yes.
Okay, Danielle, I need you to do most of the talking. Dowser's probably gonna check out now.
I'm gonna waddle up.
Right. Okay. Do that trick again if we need to.
Yes.
Lad stays firmly perched on Brenner's shoulder.
And Brenner is holding tightly onto Danail's clothing.
So Brenner is going along with the nail.
Hang on. Brenner, can you just hang back for a second? We'll be back.
Okay.
Ladislas, if you two can stay together, just sit tight. I don't think this will go poorly. I can only assume some evil heebie-jeebie shit has gone down in Way, and so they're probably on edge. So we're just going to go, we're going to calm everyone down, and then we're going to afterwards, and then they will love you, Brenner, because you are a delight. Exactly. All right, we're headed over.
You are met like closing the gap with this troop of knights. They march forward and stop like 5 feet away from you.
And
With,
I am like
hands on swords and like very on edge.
and I do like put both of my hands in the air in such a fashion that A, draws attention as I move my hand to that I do have an official badge, as well as I am showing that I do have weapons at my waist that I'm not reaching for.
Yeah, Dowser does that too, but he doesn't have anything to show off.
Just like opens his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you are from Sindral.
There was I don't know the formal title, but I believe a friend of ours called it an apocalypse dragon that was unleashed. You have seen the
We just dealt with an apocalypse dragon.
dealt with.
In way, yes. Well, dealt with makes it sound like we made it out okay. It was definitely not that.
That is essentially what has happened to Sindral.
We were able to, unfortunately, crumble 1/4 of our city onto the dragon, making it fly away.
Well, that is simultaneously both a catastrophic tragedy, but also a great fortunate boon. Sindral was able to make no such counter maneuver, and had to be fled in flames.
You have a sign of the Sindral Guard.
That is correct. My name is Denial. I was formerly a watchman.
Dowser.
And this is Dowser.
Dowser.
Denial and Dowser.
Dowser, true of heart and pure of valor.
Hat of flame.
And-
In the distance is that is our younger sibling, Brenner. We had been investigating what the causes of the Apocalypse Dragon's appearance were, but had to together.
Well, I'd say it might be the portal in the sky, and they like kind of like gesture up, and you can still see like a portal now that you are out of the woods. You can plainly see in the sky just this huge, dark, like beaming portal up in there.
But the bigger question is, where did the portal appear? What brought the portal to our world?
We had a tower in Way that was producing some sort of energy that shot into the sky.
Were you able to apprehend anyone? We too in Sindral had a tower, and it is my belief that the towers were interconnected, possibly used in some kind of ritual. And so I'm trying to track down anyone who may have been involved with that tower.
How have you this information?
We're heroes.
You are heroes.
It's what we do. Duh.
Also, I'm just going to throw this out real quick because I can't imagine any situation it will otherwise ever be relevant. Thieves have a move called Flexible Morals, and whenever someone tries to detect my alignment, I can tell them any alignment I like. But honestly, I can never see that becoming relevant. So if you ever find a way to think, oh, here's how we can adopt that, I'm just throwing that out there. Anyways,
I mean, like, I feel like right now would be
Yeah,
a good...
they're not gonna literally ask like, "Are you lawful good?" But it seems like that's what this person's trying to kind of get at. Like they're trying to suss you out.
I was already investigating activities of a cult who had kidnapped individuals and brought them to the tower the night of the ritual. It is my belief that these kidnapped individuals, the kidnappings were what I was investigating prior. My investigation led me to the tower on the night of the ritual. So I believe if there were perhaps somebody who had been kidnapped and then who had escaped, that maybe they've seen something that is important.
And right in front of you, an arrow goes through the neck of the knight that you're talking to.
Was this the big one?
No.
Okay.
No, you're talking to just one of the
Cool.
ones up front. The big one is like in the back.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. And that knight collapses on the ground in front of you.
Did the arrow, I can only assume,
came
came
from the wood.
Cool. Get down!
Dowser gets down, and I want to roll like a. I want to look. I want to try to see what's happening.
You want to discern realities?
Yeah, discern realities.
Yeah, go for it.
Brenner's gonna run into the woods.
Oh,
not
okay.
fully, but like behind some trees.
Lasso's gonna take off into the air.
What was that? Discern realities.
Plus wisdom, so 11.
11.
I can ask 3 questions. I guess what happened here recently? I know an arrow came from the woods, but is there more information I can get on like
No,
Specific? Okay, cool.
not
I won't notice
necessarily.
that.
Yeah.
What is about to happen, I think, is important.
What is about to happen is a barrage of arrows are going to be coming out of the woods. It seems as though, let's see, if I information. Yes, what is about to happen? You are going to be ambushed.
Okay. What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? Either a way of escape, or cover to get the drop on them,
Okay.
or whoever this is.
So I think with regards to way to escape or way to find cover, what here is useful or valuable to me?
Yeah. So the main knight, I would say, is like very valuable and could be useful, but like I think based on the information like that Ladislaus had come with before about that like dam bridge thing, the bridge dam or whatever, you have like a feeling that like that knight might be the best option for figuring out how to get that to actually work. And then as useful or valuable to me, what is useful or valuable to you is I mean, like your main thing is fire,
Mm-hmm.
and they're
In the forest.
in the woods.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
you like discern that situation as you see several other arrows shooting out of the woods towards you and those other soldiers. A few of them sticking the ground, getting closer and closer to where all of you are standing on the on basically the seaside of this like river. And with that, we are going to go to our break.
Okay.
Okay.
Bum,
You
bum.
get that much out.
Yes, you yell ambush. And we will be back in 10 minutes. So go get water, use the bathroom, do whatever you got to do, and join us back in 10 minutes from now. So 8:45.
See y'all soon.
Welcome back from the break.
Yeah.
Nice to see you
My dad is here.
stuck around.
Nothing
Your
has
dad.
changed.
My dad is here.
Oh, yes, our father, who art
Daddy.
who art am daddy. Cool, great. Yes. So where we left off, so Din, we're gonna pop over to you. You've done a great job. You've covered the tracks. You're so sure. Like no one's gonna be able to track you down. No one's gonna get the drop on you. You're great. You're like, oh, everything's excellent. Things are gonna be good. Everything's cool. You step outside of the woods, to where you believe your family is to be, and no one's there. You just see this huge like. Aggressive the waves of this river, this huge river, but you start hearing some action a little bit north of where you are, and you hear Dowser yell, "Ambush!"
My boy. Okay, and I start running towards my children.
Cool.
Run to the children.
That said, what do all the children do? These arrows are flying at you. Everyone who's so I would say it would be like Danail and Dowser. Could I get a defy danger from you to avoid these arrows?
Absolutely.
And Dowser, you can have a +1.
Cool.
Because you discerned realities and saw this coming.
Saw this coming.
Yep.
Cool. So I am going to take off running. That is my immediate action. So I'm going to defy danger dexterity, which is currently with a total of +1 because I'm wearing my helmet. That is a 9.
A 9. Okay. What have you got, Danail?
Cool. I got a 7 to try and duck and weave and dodge.
Duck and weave and dodge. Okay. So you will both either be hit by an arrow, or you can duck behind one of the soldiers and they will be hit by an arrow.
Oh, okay. No, I can't do that. I'll take the hit.
The ladder works great for what I was going to do, actually.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna.
if I may.
Yeah.
Dowser is going to. Can I lead this into a move? Is that all right, or do you want to hold off on that?
Let me deliver damage to Danielle, and then we
Okay,
can lead
cool.
this into a move for you.
Cool.
So arrows are coming forward. This is going to be take 2 damage to nail as an arrow just like nails your shoulder and like kind of like great cuts you open and bounces past like pounding into the sand and the gravel that is leading towards the river behind you.
Honestly, the nail's more upset about the new quote than his quote.
Yes, of course. But that said, arrows like start coming forward, and a couple of the soldiers in front of you, they like pull up their shields just in time and block these arrows as they're coming forward. But Dowser, you dip behind one.
Well, so I'm charging for the big one if I can.
You're charging. You wanna get behind the big knight.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you rush behind the big knight and an arrow that's like coming for you. It hits right into the knight. I'm going to. Okay, cool. And it looks like that knight is like a little caught off guard by it, but like kind of staggers and then like straightens out, facing forward.
And so I get to behind this big knight. I just like put a hand on their like I guess lower back is probably as high as I can reach. I imagine this is a big person, and I am a small salamander. And say,
Hey, hi, Dowser is who I am. You gotta keep me alive, okay? This is very important for you.
I want to do that firebrand move again. Try to make him think it's his idea.
Oh, God.
Ooh, okay, hold on. I think that might have failed.
And before we get too far into this whole like reveal moment of like she takes off her helmet and it's actually like a woman.
Yeah.
It is a woman.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. I've got it.
It is not like it is not it's not like, oh, the armor has boobies. Like,
right. Now that I am close, I can see. Yeah.
Well, no.
Is it like fully covered helmet?
Fully covered helmet.
Sure.
Fully
Cool.
covered helmet. Everything. And
One of the other knights, the armor does have boobies, but it's entirely aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's very important for you to keep me alive.
And then I rolled a 6 on Firebrand. On a miss, they respond negatively, speaking out against the idea.
I don't think that's a good idea.
So like they stagger back and like they look down at you, like she looks down at you, and you can see like through the slit in the helmet, you can see her eyes, and then you just hear this like tinny voice go like, "Why should I help you when you're the reason I just got hit with a freaking arrow?"
Dowser just thought that.
And she picks you up and starts holding you up like a shield, and starts charging into the woods with a sword drawn.
Oh,
jeez. What? Let's see here, Brenner. Let's go to Brenner. What would you like to do?
Well, as soon as I saw the arrow go through the first knight's neck, I just bolted into the first little hiding spot I could find behind some trees. And I've been there ever since. I guess right now I'm just kind of watching, scared.
Okay, cool.
Am I okay for now, or am I going to be in immediate danger very soon?
I would say you're okay for now because you were pretty far away.
Like 50 feet.
You were about 50 feet away from everyone else, or like maybe like 30 because they split the difference themselves.
Although, if there's anything I can do to like help or aid anyone.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be. I don't know what your spells are, because like that's something you could do at range. But I'm not sure. I can come back to you if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool, Ladislas.
Cool. So I am going to use my last hold as a parrot to, from above, locate the threat.
Cool. Yeah, let me see.
If I can.
Yes.
Locate the threat.
I think, I mean, like with your very nice bird eyes.
Those keen parrot eyes.
You keep parrot eyes. Yeah, you can like see through some of the clearings through the tops of the trees and everything, and you can see that there are like 6 people just like up in the trees with bows and arrows, and they're like shooting down at everyone. You can make out like exactly where at least like 6 of them are.
Cool. So here's what I want to do next. Srogi is circling. So we're both circling. I'm circling a little bit lower. Srogi is circling a little bit higher. I want to fly upwards to Srogi, turn back into a human form, grabbing onto Srogi's legs. Srogi is going to position himself over one of these enemies, and then I'm going to shapeshift into a boulder.
Oh, you're gonna Kirby.
I'm going to Kirby.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, roll. I guess. What did we have you do before?
So last time it was defy danger to do the transformation, but this time, since I'm holding Srogi's legs, I think I have a little bit more time. Like I don't think I need to defy danger to get the transformation off right.
Sure.
It's almost like if you were doing a ranged attack where it's almost like volley, but if volley is horizontal, this is vertical. So you're trying to line up your shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me. What do you think
you have
it is?
a damage die, but it doesn't feel appropriate for a boulder.
Well, yeah. It's interesting.
The intention, right, is that like when you do damage as a character, you use your damage die.
Yes.
Which I mean, I guess you're not literally a boulder, so maybe that does kind of make sense.
But you could also say, though, that's where the mass becomes relevant, because you can only turn into so big of a boulder that it deals damage equal to your class's damage die.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so give me a roll to turn into this boulder. So you're flying in.
Cool. So this will be my shape-shifting roll.
Down B this sucker.
Hey, that's another 11. Thank you very much.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can.
So I have 3 hold. Spending 1 hold to
fall
descend.
Like a rock.
Yeah, fall. Yeah, exactly. Fall like a rock.
Yeah, fall like rocks do. Yes.
Like rock does.
Yeah, I guess just roll your damage die.
Cool. That's a D6.
That seems fine to me.
Home.
Yeah.
4.
4.
Cool.
So they just hear. And the trees are incinerated along my path.
Oh, those are your friends.
Well, these ones aren't my friends.
Okay,
I haven't spoken to these ones.
You just say 4?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah. So this thing, one of these people starts hearing a noise and kind of looks up just too late, and just boom, your boulder self pounds them, breaking the branch that they're on, plummeting them to the ground, and you just squish them below you, and they're
sick.
just dead.
Sick.
Are they bloodied?
Dead.
Now, William, would you count dead as bloodied?
We'll have to talk about it. I hate that you all keep bringing this kind of stuff up on stream. That I need to know the rules. Danail.
I'm casting invisibility on myself as I
nice.
duck, weave, and I'm trying to as I'm moving out of the way of the arrow, draw out the sigil for invisibility. Penumbra Noctis. And that's gonna be that's bad. 4 +2 for a 6 to cast a spell.
Whoops-a-doodle.
Cool. Well, again, you felt this before. You feel the spell go off, and you're certain you're.
God damn it!
In fact, you feel the invisibility, actually, I've done it, and and just as you're doing that, you're hearing this huge boulder crashing sound off in the woods, and you can even see a boulder come from the sky and just crash into the trees, and then suddenly you hear a bunch of slightly distant chatter coming from the direction in the woods of where this fire is coming from, of people going, "Oh, what happened to me hands? Oh, hey, where me body?"
Fuck. And I am beelining for the woods at an angle to be between Brenner and the ambushers.
Dindin, you arrive on the scene.
Yeah, who's the first person I run into?
Unless you could make out Brenner off in the just in the woods, then I think the first person. Well, you're running up and you see a boulder crash through into the wood.
You recognize Shrogi.
You recognize Shrogi and probably the boulder. Looking forward, you see. Yeah, I think Danail and Dowser are both like pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
But Dowser is being like held like out in front of this knight, like essentially as a shield to take arrow fire as the knight storms into the woods. Yes,
that's my first goal. Then is this big knight, because I don't know what's going on. All I see is a bunch of dead knights and somebody has abducted my child.
And I will say, there are still 2 other soldiers that are alive along with this knight, but there are two soldiers that were just like instantly like killed by arrow fire.
Gotcha. So I'm running like Tom Cruise style up to this big, up to the big knight, and I go, "You, give me back my kid!" And I have a new technique called interrogator. When you parlay using threats of violence as leverage, you may use strength instead of charisma.
Oh my god, that rules.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
I got a 12.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh my god. This knight just sees this pelican dad running into the woods like, oh crap.
Yeah, so you run in and you say, "Give me back my kid," and like literally like the knight's like, "Ah!" and then like just throws Dowser at you.
Yeah. So I catch Dowser like a football, and I'm running towards the hubbub, and I'm talking to Dowser now. What's going on now?
We're being ambushed from the woods. The knights we're just talking to them. They're from the west city way.
So those aren't the bad guys.
No, the ambush. The bad guys that killed the arrows that killed the knights.
And then you hear from the woods, Yo, Donnie, I'm invisible. And then the other ones go like, "Oi, why is your voice different than ours?" And
wait a minute, you're not with us.
Wait a minute.
Wait just a minute.
What's going on now?
Hold on a minute.
Wello. Sorry. So I intend to protect Dowser with all these actions, basically. But I know I could get Dowser in close to whoever these attackers are, and protect my boy in the meantime. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so all of you, again, minus Ladislas.
Brenner didn't end up doing anything yet.
Yeah, Brenner hasn't done anything yet, but I do want to, I need to defy danger as another volley of arrows come out against all of you. There are a couple of ways that you can handle this. You can I'll give you can try to get out of the way with dexterity or something, or you can just take the hit and discern where all of the arrows came from.
I think in my case, because Dindin specifically said that he's carrying me like a football, my helmet is mostly showing. So if I do Constitution to just keep my body as stiff as I can and keep my helmet being the visible thing, that
also real quick interjection in terms of discerning where they are. I dismiss the effect and snap invisibility away.
Yeah, too bad it doesn't work. Sorry, bro.
Motherfucker.
I want to tank. I actually want to cover. I'd like to cover Dowser's roll and then tank my damage to.
You sure?
Discern where they're coming from. Yeah, that's what dads do.
All right, cool.
Tank arrows.
You could do an aid for Dowser. If you I think that would be fine.
Yeah, strength aid maybe.
Well,
is
plus
that how
bond. Aid is plus bond.
Yeah.
Which we've generally been rolling plus ones, but
We had distributed them a little last time. I still think we should like put labels on them a little bit because I think that is cool. And also like those mechanically play into like you can lose those and lose that specific bond with people.
Yeah. but they're
Oh, I
generally
don't know what my
pretty-
bond with my kids are.
Yeah.
10 bond. 10 bond with
Well,
all
I
of
mean,
us.
If you think about it between like 1 or 2 range, I think bond can get up to 3 in something like this, you know? Like I think it would be kind of influenced based off of like your immediate short-term perception, like, okay, cool, you did something that I didn't like. I think you made a judgment call. Like the fact that I just poisoned you either maybe earned your respect +1 to our bond, or hey, don't do that again, -1 to our bond.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think with Danail, it's like we're a little bit of strangers because you left the house to go do your own thing, which I respect, but maybe like a 3 for the ones that didn't leave, and then like a 1 for.
Also, to clarify, Ladislas was the one that left house.
Yeah,
Danail's been working
also,
a long time to put food on the table.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Anyways, that's how.
Yes. I think I got that wrong earlier too.
Plus bond for Dowser, I probably got like I rolled an 11, but add 2 or 3 to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do more than 2 at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. So what was your roll?
I rolled a 9 plus 2, so I'm at 11, and now I'm at 12.
Okay, cool. So with both of those, I would say, Dowser's fine, and Din, you can absolutely like track where all of these arrows came from. I am gonna hit you with 1 though.
Yeah.
Or 2, or 3, or 4.
Bring it.
It doesn't really matter though, because.
So there were at least 6 of them, and at least 1 is dead.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna take 5 damage.
Okay.
If you have armor, take that into account.
Oh yes.
Which I'm pretty sure you have 3 armor, don't you?
I have 3 armor.
Okay, take 2 damage.
Damn.
Cool. Yeah, as a volley of arrows pierces the ground in front of you, and a couple of them like whiz by, like one grazing you and one sticking you for a moment, but it reflects off of your armor, still leaving a pretty bad bruise underneath where your armor was. But you have now made out where all 5 of those arrows came from. I do want to go to Brenner now. Brenner, so you hear another volley of arrows. Did I track everyone else's? No, Danail, did I get a roll from you?
For what?
To avoid the arrows?
And that's going to be a 5, 6, 7 to continue running, ducking, and weaving. Preferably so that I can find a spot to hide in the bushes.
They're not shooting the rock, right?
They're not shooting the rock. No.
Ladislas is the rock.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Okay, then when you weave and you're dipping and ducking through the woods here, Danail. The thing I'm going to do here, because with this move, it's a hard, it's either a hard choice, a hard bargain, or ugly choice, or a worse outcome. The worst outcome I'm gonna offer you is that you trip on just like an outrooted tree catches your foot as you're charging through here, dipping and diving and ducking and dodging and all of that business, and an arrow comes and hits you for 6 damage. And if you have armor, don't forget to take that into account.
Yeah. I forgot until Din reminded me, and then I was like, oh, so I softened 1 from the last hit.
Oh, cool, sick, yeah. All right, so that happens, but I think along with that, at the very least, you can tell where that 1 arrow came from.
Cool. Can I instead, rather than looking for where the arrow came from, look for a place to hide?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find there's just a crook in a tree trunk.
Hell yeah.
This massive tree that you can just whoosh and dip down into. Brenner, what are you up to?
I would have seen Papa and Danae getting hit.
I don't think you would have seen them, because you're still a little bit of ways away from them. Unless you wanted to move in and like see them getting hit, like just as you're coming through the clearing.
The thing is, I want to stay hidden, so I wouldn't have seen that.
I mean, you could have heard like the sound of arrows and everything, but if you're looking to like stay hidden, we can do a roll to see if you can stay hidden, and also like keep an eye on everything that's going on.
Okay.
Cool. So that would be a defy danger roll. Probably dexterity or like let's see, maybe intelligence, I think.
7.
You rolled 7, or that's with your bonuses?
That's with my bonuses.
Okay. You can either stay hidden or you can see what happened.
I don't know. Brenner is feeling particularly spooked about this whole thing, so I think I'm just gonna stay hidden.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, as you see that, you see the knight rush into the woods and bound off of a couple of trees, like swiping up and like chopping down branches that seem like they are weight bearing. Like it looks like the branches, even though like these people are invisible, the knight has determined like where the branches are sagging in a couple spots that looks like they're
a knight.
Yeah, where it looks like people are on them. And so a couple of branches get like whoom, like swiftly cut, and you hear the sound of 2 people falling to the ground. And then that knight lands like in a 3-point
superhero landing.
Superhero landing. Flicks her blade out to the side and like turns back towards the fight.
Also, real quick, invisibility breaks upon attacking, so any invisible bandits who would have lobbed arrows would have broken that.
Okay, cool. Then they fall to the ground, and all of a sudden, all of them are visible.
Hey, William?
Yes.
So, I think... So, one of the things I can do as Thing Talker... I can become creatures made of sandstone, sea, all of that kind of stuff. But I can also... My Thing Talker forms can be exact copies, or I can be a mobile, vaguely humanoid-shaped entity. So can I, as this boulder, just unwrap from where I've curled up into like a boulder
I've been waiting for this
entity?
You can spend a hold to do that.
Cool, that's fine. I do that.
Then yes.
And then
a golem now.
I'm a golem, a little golem. And then I'm gonna
Pokemon golem, or are you more humanoid than that?
I'm much more humanoid than that. I'm thinking like if you've seen Galaxy Quest,
Alan Rickman.
No,
yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, that's what I look like. And I have these big like kettlebell arms almost. And I'm just gonna swing one of those arms at the nearest bandit.
Great. Let's get a hack and slash then.
Cool.
I guess. Yeah.
Love to see it. You'll love to see it.
Grigneck.
Yeah, exactly.
God, it's such a good movie. Every time I watch it,
oh no,
I'm always like, oh my God.
It's a perfect movie.
There are so many great quotes, but like I'm in this weird point, and like every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, this movie, this part. But I like can't remember any of them now that it's been some time, and I look back. It's like,
we'll talk, you and I. We'll talk.
Oh yeah.
That is an 11, William.
Yeah, Rainn Wilson's in
I've been really killing it with the rolls today, I have to say. Just on a personal note.
Cool. So that was an 11. So on a hack and slash with an 11, you deal your damage and take no damage in return.
They take 5 damage.
Or you can add a d6 and expose yourself to an enemy's attack.
Ooh.
They take 5 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pummel them into nothing.
So here's the deal. If I have,
That out of your D6.
if I choose to take that other D6, can I hit another one of them?
There were two near each other, right? I know they were on different trees, but
yeah, sure. You can. I will let you transfer this to another. But even if you kill this, you're gonna take its hit as well. Just so you know.
That's fine. That's fair.
Just to establish a precedent, could Sam expend a hold to use a stone's move of being very durable?
Nah.
You could you could expend if you take damage as your rock or whatever. I was already thinking you could spend a hold to not take that damage.
Well,
the same thing.
It's funny that you say that because I actually took that move for my level up. I took Shed, which is when you take damage while shapeshifted, you may choose to revert to your natural form to negate the damage.
Oh, that's just a move you get. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a move that I have taken.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, if you want to give that to me for free, I'll go take another move.
It's not for
No,
free.
I love
It's very
that.
important to point out it's not for free. That's a costing a hold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to. So I rolled a 1, so that other person takes just a little ruffle in the hair on their head. There.
Okay, cool. Then you start Jesus. You move towards them and you give them a little bonk, and they quickly snatch out a dagger and they go ha 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 ha.
I'm gonna stab a rock.
And they're spinning the dagger. They're ha 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 ha. Your touch did nothing to me. And they stab at you, and you also take 1 damage. Do you have armor? I
have armor, yeah. So I'm just gonna stay as rock.
Okay. Yeah, they go to stab and they break their dagger blade on you.
What did they think was gonna happen? They stabbed a rock.
Then Din Din, you see this rock person that just crushed one of these bandits and is now in a little pokey fight with the other one.
Are they still up in the trees?
No, those two were on the ground. Those were the two that got chopped down by the knight. There are still 3. There are still 3 others up in the trees that you can now see because they are no longer invisible.
I would like to combine a move with Dowser.
Okay. Would you like me to aid you, or would you like to aid me in something?
I would like to aid Dowser in something.
Cool.
Dowser, are you ready to fly?
Dowser's been ready to fly for any time, for a long time, many years.
You got this, kid. Okay, just do your thing. You ready?
Okay, ready.
Okay, I'm gonna throw Dowser towards the fellas in the trees.
Hell yeah! I know exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, I guess I'll just. I mean, you're very strong.
I'm very strong.
You can do this generally, but I guess we'll just roll it as an aid for Dowser's attack.
Okay, rolling for strength. 12.
Okay.
Cool. It still is a
Damn.
+1, right? It doesn't become a +2 at 12 for aid.
I think.
Or does it? Aid.
+1 or -2. Yeah, so it's a +1. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I don't have to use it on my next roll, right? I can use it for just a future roll.
It would have to be right now. It's an aid for this roll.
Well, so here's the thing. The reason I ask is because I'm going to be summoning my firebrand and then attacking with my firebrand.
Oh, I mean, you summon your firebrand and then the attack can be the.
The second question is, do I have to say when I'm using the +1 before I roll, or can I roll and then see if I need it for the firebrand?
You
know what I'm getting at?
There's no way Din Din can help you create your firebrand.
Okay, cool.
So it we just did it.
So I'll do the firebrand.
We just did it kind of out of
Makes sense.
order,
Cool.
and it would be yes, Din Din can help with you attacking, but cannot help with you creating your firebrand.
Cool. Also burning brand. I don't know why I said
Or burning
firebrand.
That's all right.
All right.
Burning brand.
The burning brand, 7 + 2, so 9. On a 7 to 9, I can choose one of the following tags. So I summon a burning brand with the tags fiery, touch, dangerous, 3 uses, and I'm gonna go thrown near. And I would like to, as I'm going through the air, just like it starts in his hand, just like a small fireball, which ends up building through his entire hand, then arm, and then his whole body just engulfed in a ball of fire as I'm launching myself straight at this bandit in the tree, or this person with the bow in the tree. I don't want to, the judgment call on them. And I'm going to hack and slash, just make a melee attack with my entire body.
Cool. Love it.
And this is, I'm using 7, and it's flat because I'm using intelligence with a +1 that is 8.
Okay. Cool. So you take the damage.
Bless you.
Alrighty.
You take it, then you give this.
Gonna roll my damage. Oh my god, that's impossible. I also rolled a 1.
Oh no!
Whoops.
It was such a good lead up to an attack here. Well, yeah. Tell me what this looks like for this bandit up in this tree.
I think unfortunately I make the bandit look really cool because the bandit is like growing ball of fire coming, takes a step back on the branch and holds out a hand and like stops me in place, but I'm still a giant burning ball of fire. It's just all that damage is concentrated to their hand. So I probably do a good amount to it, but the rest of them is completely fine, and they're just like holding their ground and making a real stinky stoic face.
Yeah, so they turn their hand and then just throw you down and toward the ground, and you hit the ground for 5 damage.
5 damage.
Oh my god.
Which is an odd number.
It is an odd number. So I'm going to roll a d4 and subtract that. Also, I have 1 armor, so it's 4, so actually I don't. Right?
Yeah, it's post armor. We discussed that last time. Yeah. Oh no.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so you take 4 damage. I'm sorry.
My child. I've abandoned my child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like you're like, Dowser, you got this. And then it gets like stopped, and then Dowser gets thrown on the ground.
I'm just picturing it. You just lob Dowser, and one of them just catches Dowser on like a lantern spear or something. just holding him up in the air. Just, oh gosh.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
I don't know. I think it was a good idea and could have.
Good ideas can go wrong.
Yeah, good ideas can go wrong. Yeah. So that's that. Danail, I feel like you're next here.
Yeah. I will have been crawling through the bushes, trying to keep my position concealed until I can find Brenner.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think you can like stumble upon Brenner if that's okay with Brenner. Is that okay with you, Brenner?
Yeah, I think at this point Brenner has it's a combination of fear and then now shame that Brenner is like just frozen with fear and hasn't been able to do anything. So Brenner is kind of just curled up, sitting down at the base of a tree trunk.
Brenner, are you all right? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. How's everyone? What's going on?
I came straight here. We're being ambushed. Dowser and Ladislas are in the middle of it. So what we're gonna do, if you can do it, I want you to take your halberd, Brenner.
Yeah.
We're going to flank them. We're going to try and get around them. Their attention is going to be taken elsewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit them where they're not looking. Can you do that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You have heavier armor than mine, and your halberd is bigger than mine. Therefore, I think you should go first. I'll tell you when, and I'll stay with you up until the moment. But can you do that?
Wait, I have an idea. What if I was on your shoulders?
I love it, Brenner, but I need my hands free.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready? I'll stick with you until the last moment.
Okay.
All right. And at this point, I think Danail is going to lead the way, so we can try and hit them in the blind side. And so we're going to head back for that combat that's occurring.
Cool. Yeah. So you're like wrapping around kind of as much as you can. So back to this combat. Again, the people who can see this, so like Ladislas and Dowser and Dindin now, there are still the 3 up in the trees. Mm-hmm. There's the one on the ground that's like in combat with Ladislas. The knight like kind of just sees you, Lass, as a rock person, and is like just like staring at you for like a minute.
Hopefully not during daggers, they'll break.
and then just like turns around and downs like kicking like off of one tree and off of another to get like high enough to chop down another branch. And the bandit that was that stopped Dowser just falls out of the tree and lands on the ground below.
Yeah, that's right, because they did not know I was there because I was a parrot and I was not introduced.
Yeah.
And then I went straight into flying up and descending from the sky as a boulder, and then I pulled out of the boulder as this gigantic rock person. So I think I kind of just look like an alien, maybe?
You're a
That
giant
has just
enigma.
fallen from space.
Yeah, very unorthodox. Well, here's the thing. You know what's up above? A giant portal to hell, presumably.
Oh, yeah.
And you fell out of the sky, and now you're a big demon rock thing.
Yeah, this night is only hoping you're on our side.
Yeah. I would like to crush, personally.
Well, I know you would like to. So do it.
Okay.
Go for it.
That is a 9 plus 1. Damn, I've been saving all my good rolls for tonight.
Okay, roll me
Good
damage.
job, Wes.
Does it use a hold to attack as like a shapeshifter?
No, you're only using shapeshift hold to do one thing that you can only do in this form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
That is a 5.
5 damage.
Yeah.
I also.
What's up?
Never mind.
Okay. How do you crumple another one of these bandits into the ground?
If I'd actually prefer, if I could, I'd rather not crumple them into the ground. I'd rather like swing my arm around in a circle and then just like get it going really fast and then swing them kind of undercut and hit them into the river if I could.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, you say you hit them so hard that they fly like 25 feet into the river.
It's just for fun, you know.
That's for fun, yeah. They fall, and you see the river immediately like start rushing, and like and it's spreading out. Like you were like 25 feet away from the edge of the river. You are now like 15 feet away from the edge of the river.
Interesting. Also a good test to see what exactly was going on with that there river.
Yeah, what about that there river?
And
cool. And
yeah,
since I rolled a 10, do I get to roll the extra dice as well to try to hit another person? Or is there no one else that's
there's
nearby?
no one else near you at the
Okay,
moment.
that's fair. I just won't take any harm then.
Then all of you, probably even like Danail and Brenner, you hear like coming out of the woods from behind where all of this was happening, like bigger figure, who is wearing a very like a ratty like what clearly is like a very fancy material cloak, and also has like a dirty but like golden like white gold helmet that is like fancy like to the fact that like it seems like it was probably like a kingly or like a royalty sort of like helmet. And that person like steps out forward and just like pulls out like 2 like rusty daggers and is spinning them in their hands, and just goes, I think that it's time for one of us to finish things here. And rushes towards Ladislas. Could you defy danger for me?
Sure thing. Good fucking luck to this mercenary who's spinning his daggers.
I'm assuming you would want to do like Constitution or something to just like...
I think Constitution makes sense. Makes the most sense, as I am a rock person.
Sure.
No. God almighty. I have to find a better way. I need a dice tray. Oh no, where did it go?
Here, I'll roll for you.
Yeah, someone else roll for me.
Oh, damn it, it fell.
You good? You good there? I can roll.
Yeah, someone else roll. I cannot find this.
Oh, I'm
dice.
actually rolling.
Okay.
Somebody else roll. I got a 1.
You're all rolling.
I got a 3 and a 2.
Great. That makes it a 6.
Makes it a 6?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a
Oh,
wrap
no.
for Ladislas.
That's a series wrap on Ladislas.
Nice.
Okay, could have been way worse. I just want you to know this. It could have been much, much worse. So this person like rushes in and immediately is like takes these like what seemingly are old rusty daggers and then just like swiftly punches in with like 2 like stabs, and they like immediately like chip at you, even in your rock form, and you take 6 damage.
Yeesh.
And again, I want to reiterate that was a very low roll on my part.
Yeesh. Yeesh. Yeesh.
Yeesh.
Okay. Last kind of like stumbles back a little bit and it's just kind of like shocked.
Dowser, you have fallen to the ground.
Yes.
And now also the bandit that had thrown you to the ground, it falls beside you as the night like continues on to the other branches.
And I'm still like on fire.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is I want to roll away from the bandit, probably closer to the river. Roll away a few times, and like the fire's gonna follow me for a little bit, but some of it stays on the ground, and then that fire is gonna creep and go to envelop the bandit who is laying next to me.
Zuko style.
No, I'm just doing the thrown hand tag version of it.
Sure.
basically
Just some
doing
flavor.
yes, I'm doing a volley from
Cool.
or thrown near, I should say. But yeah, I am starting to spread fire in the occasion or in the event that I want to use Zuko style later. So volley. Okay, that is a 7. So
On a 7 to 9, you have to move to get a shot, placing you in danger. The GM's choice. You have to take what you can get, minus 1d6 damage, or you have to take several shots, reducing the ammo by 1.
I'm going to I have 2 hold left right now. I'm gonna keep some of the fire with me. I'm gonna do minus 1d6 damage.
Okay.
So I'll roll a d8 and a d6. Nice. I rolled an 8 and then a 2. So 6 damage.
Yeah. Tell me how you burn this person alive.
Well, Dowser doesn't really know because he's just like rolling, just like Princess Bride style rolling away. But yeah, the fire like I think perfectly envelops this person. And then like I hate to say it, but the bandit of course would scream being burned alive. It's sad to say, but I chose a character who fights with fire. Yeah. And then this fire in the shape of the person stands up and runs back over to Dowser and rejoins the fireball around him.
Oh, Jesus. I love it.
Wow.
You like the other 2 bandits that are still up in the trees at this point. You hear one of them go like, "Oh, should we leave?" And then the other one goes like, "Hey, no, Donnie, we shouldn't leave." And then back to let's see, Din Din.
Yeah. How far am I away from Lass?
You are like you're like 10 feet away from Lass.
Okay. Is that enough to strike it, like within striking distance?
You can move in and do whatever you want. This is Dungeon World, baby.
Yeah, Dungeon World. Okay. Yeah. I think that my big bulky assistance is needed there, and I'm gonna attack using my signature knife.
Nice.
What do you have there?
Signature knife.
Get that knife. Get that knife.
Oh,
My dad knife.
He's got a knife.
My Kirk. No.
Yeah, hack and slash.
Yes, hack and slash. So, is that a strength roll that I do?
Yeah, 2d6 plus strength. Unless you have a move that allows you to do otherwise.
So I rolled an 8 plus 2 sharp, or no, 2 piercing. I don't know if that's added to damage or.
I think that's added to damage. I don't know outright.
It's weird because I don't use my weapons much.
Wait, what are you looking at?
I have sharp attribute on my my weapon?
+2 piercing. So +2 damage, which is simultaneously armor piercing.
So
Okay.
plus damage and avoid armor. Is that what that means?
Yeah,
Or
it's
ignore
2
armor?
damage that ignores armor automatically.
Okay. Okay, so it doesn't add to the roll though. I got a 6 plus 2 on my roll, so an 8.
Oh, okay. So you have an
Mhm.
8. Yeah. So you will take damage in return.
Mhm.
So you run in, and can you roll your damage for me?
Yeah, so I'm using a thing called Merciless too, so it adds a D4 to my D10.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Holy crap.
Which and it
Oh
also
my
does
god.
the automatic. What's up?
I rolled a 1 on my D10 and a 1 on my D4.
Oh.
No.
But it is altogether it's 4 damage and 2
Plus-
of it's piercing.
Oh yeah, and 2 of it's piercing. Yeah, all 4 and 2 is piercing. So well, that's pretty good because I
Mhm.
think this person does have armor. So
Well, he's wearing a
Mhm.
helmet. They're wearing a helmet, so.
yeah. Yeah. So you go in and you. How much damage was that?
4.
4 damage. Okay, cool. Yeah, you go in and you strike with your knife and you like cut open this bandit, this like I mean, it's fine as bandit. This very like or ordained bandit.
Or adorned?
Adorned bandit. Ordained. It's a minister.
Ordained.
I'm, I'll kill
I
you.
now pronounce you dead and deader.
By the power
yeah,
invested in me by the city of Wei, I pronounce you dead.
oh my gosh. Yeah, so you do a strike here, and then wow, okay. You all are getting lucky with how I'm rolling this damage. And then
True, we really are. That I'm looking at.
Lie.
yeah, and then you in return this person like would like spins a dagger on the arm that you didn't attack at, and reaches over and goes in to stab you. And you take 6 damage.
Okay.
Jeez.
And
Okay.
none of that is piercing, so
Mhm.
you end up taking only 3 damage.
Okay. Cool.
Sweet. Yeah, so the 2 of you are fighting this. Danae and Brenner, you are creeping up behind.
Before we get into actual combat, is Danae still suffering from arrow wounds?
Yeah, it's real minor. But actually, yes. I've been hit a couple times.
Oh, I would like to go ahead and cure light wounds, please.
Hell yeah.
How does that work?
I'll tell you.
So you can either do lay on hands as a paladin or cast cure light wounds as a cleric, since you do have the multi-class spell casting.
Oh, then I guess, yeah, I could just do lay on hands.
Okay. When you touch someone skin to skin and pray for well-being, roll plus charisma. On a 10 plus, you heal 1d8 damage or remove 1 disease. And I believe you took Hospitaller, so you whenever you heal, you add another d8 of damage when you heal an ally. So yeah, how about you roll a 2d6 and add your charisma modifier.
Cool. 9, 10, 11.
Nice.
Great, cool. So roll 2d8.
Oh, criminy. If someone wants to do it for me, I didn't.
I'll roll 1.
Okay.
I'll roll the other.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
I rolled also a 4.
Okay.
Cool. So you are healed for 8.
That should
Cool.
do it.
I'm back at max.
Nice.
Cool. So, and yeah, I guess I'm still in front of you, right, Danielle? Or are
Honestly, I'm reconsidering.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to go in front, and then I could be like a sneak attack if you need help with my haul.
I'll be blunt, Brenner. I don't think you're sneaky enough to do that. You can try. What I would rather you do is just make sure, if you're faced with a combatant, keep your halberd between you. The advantage of a halberd is that you have reach. Just make sure they can't get close enough to hit you, and eventually you'll win out. That said, let's do this. And Danae is not going to do anything immediately, but the second there's an opportunity, Danae is going to sprint in a mad dash and sneak attack this fellow.
The big one? the king, the like chief one, whatever's happening.
The one with the kingly
Leader.
helmet.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, you are cleared in range to rush in and attack this this larger bandit person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
caught
are.
between Dindin and Ladislas, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I would say it's like this person is fighting both Dindin and Ladislas, but it does not seem like this person is at a disadvantage necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the fact that this person is fighting with rusty daggers, the immediate conclusion is that those can't be normal daggers. Something's funky there. Cool. Then I am going to roll for a backstab as I sprint from my hidden place, and as this person is caught between blows, try to get a thrust underneath the armor.
Great.
Right on my shoulder. Not rolling well. That's going to be a 6.
Hero point.
On a 6. Great. Cool. So on this 6, then I'm going to need Ladislas and Dindin to both defy danger to get out of the way as Danail comes in for a backstab, and this king in place catches it, does a backflip in place, and as they're going through the air, they push Danail forward so that the sword the rapier is coming to stab at both of you.
Redirects the attack. Classic move.
Sweet. Love it.
Okay. I'm rolling for Constitution. 12.
Yeah, I'm also rolling Constitution, and that is a 5, 4, and a 1. 10.
Hey, is this a bad time to point out that I have poisoned my blade with serpent steers?
I think it's a good time for us to be aware of that.
It would be a bad thing if we had not both succeeded.
Yeah, we both fucking rocked it, man.
Yeah, so that's you both got above 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
so
well, I got a 10.
Yeah, you got a 10. Okay, so, well, Danail falls into both of you, and you are able to avoid the blade while also repositioning Danail. So now the three of you are face to face with this person, who then spins their blades again and positions to fight all of you.
William, I want to retcon a little bit here. So instead of taking that damage, I want to use. I keep forgetting I have that shed ability. So I just want to have gone out of my form back into Elven Ladislas.
That's fine. When you do it, the person has a big smile on their face and just goes okay.
How does the knight react to this?
The knight is not focused on that. Yeah, the knight is is chopping down the branches that the other bandits are still on.
I'm kind of upset that Danail's here. Shouldn't you be somewhere else? Aren't you needed elsewhere?
What do you know? You just shut up.
All right.
You mean I showed up in the middle of a fight to help my family? Where else should I be?
Where are the others?
Dowser's over there. And Brenner is.
And then before you finish your sentence with Brenner, can the what's my thing called?
Halberd.
The halberd.
Okay. Can the halberd come right above all of y'all's heads into the tree, like an axe style, and then Brenner kind of flips in and it's hey, I'm sorry, I'm here if anybody needs help.
Yes.
Somebody go and help Dowser, because
when you flip in, Brenner, though, this larger bandit in front of you, they just they see you flip in now. So they've seen Ladislas shed a rock skin. They watch you flip in. Danail came up from behind to stab, and so this person looks left and right and lifts up their own cloak and looks underneath and is tapping the ground and is just okay, are there any more of you?
There are. I cast mirror image.
Okay. I guess roll for that.
That's gonna be 9.
9. Okay. You have to do something.
Yeah. On this, I choose between drawing unwelcome attention or putting myself in a spot. The GM will tell you how. Or the spell disturbs the fabricality, and I take -1 when going. Or the spell is forgotten. In this case, I kind of want to put myself in a spot, as I feel like this definitely draws attention. As several more Danails flicker in and out of existence, right around Danail's presence.
Okay, yeah. So you do. Yes, there's more of us. You do this mirror image, and like several more of you appear, and like this person with the daggers in front, like just puts one dagger in the other hand and like snaps, and then like with 2 fingers gestures towards all of your mirror images, and you can hear the knocking of arrows up in the tree where the other 2 bandits still are, and pew pew, arrows are coming for you, Danail. How does mirror image work?
So I create an illusory image of myself. When I am attacked, roll a d6. On a 4, 5, or 6, the attack hits the illusion instead, and the image then dissipates and the spell ends.
Okay, roll me a d6 and let's see if I hit you.
I got a 1, so they hit the real Danail.
Oh, jeez.
That's okay. That's okay. It's much less bad than if you were to get attacked by this person. Not okay. So yeah, you get hit for 4 damage, 2 arrows, like both of them just thunk thunk, like just like hit you. You have armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not a good day for Danail.
But the mirror image
Nothing's
is
working.
still there.
Honestly, the moment Danail successfully casts mirror image, he just has a quiet yes.
Also, can you roll me wild magic?
Yeah,
yeah.
I've lost that chart entirely.
You do know it is we are in the digital age.
That just means it's buried under a mountain of texts.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah, here I'll find it.
Well, it just means you didn't download it, Spencer, which is the power you have in the digital age.
That's true. Also true. Or you know, who knows?
Lots of true facts going around here tonight.
Any number of things could happen.
Hey, William.
Yes, this is definitely buried.
While y'all are finding that, while we're waiting to discover the results.
It wasn't buried. Hold on, where? What was?
I thought, didn't you make that table?
I did make the table.
So wouldn't you have it downloaded and easy to pull ready?
It's in my drive. I don't have it downloaded on my computer.
Oh no! Well, that makes 2 of us.
Well,
or should I say 5 of us?
I probably got it pulled up pretty quick. What were you saying, Sam?
While we're waiting to find out the results of this, can I shapeshift?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to do that. That is an 8 plus 2, 10. So I am going to turn into a python from the forest, a python of the great forest. And I'm going to spend 2 hold simultaneously. 1 hold is going to be to scale the nearest tree with a bandit in it. And the second hold is going to be to suffocate that bandit.
Okay.
Using my snake body.
Using your snake body. Yeah. Just roll me your damage die for that.
Sure. 5.
Yeah, you do it.
I just don't particularly like Danail getting shot at from up in the trees. And I think Lad is a little intimidated by this character who's standing in front of us. So she takes a couple of steps back and just kind of like quickly turns into a snake and scales the nearest tree.
Gotcha. Cool.
I can do.
So
You just hear,
I have the table brought up, by the way. So when you tap into the unpredictable nature of your magic, roll plus intelligence. So roll me 2d6 plus intelligence.
That's going to be 6, 7, 8.
On a 7 and 9, roll a d8.
2.
-1 forward ongoing till the next time you make camp or recover.
Oh no.
So when you cast mirror image as well, you kind of just feel like the power is zapped out of you a little bit, Danail. I'm so sorry.
That's a rough one.
Classic Danail.
That is a rough one. That is certainly a rough one. Yeah. So Dowser, I do want
Yeah.
to get back to you. You're rolling away. You're like
Mhm.
actually.
I think he's, like, getting up
the
now.
woods. Just so everyone knows, the woods have begun catching on
Mhm.
fire.
Yeah.
There is a fire that is starting to rage in this section of like where you were all fighting.
Large bandit, turn your head however many degrees you need to look Dowser in the face.
And this person like is like, you gotta be kidding me.
I'm not kidding. Look. This is not a fight that you will win. Feel beneath your feet. These are the flames that live within us, and Dowser is in control of them. Furthermore, Dowser's family is here to have his back. You will lose, and your story is not meant to end today. Stop this now and tell us what this is for.
I want to do my firebrand. So
This move rocks.
Can you give me
Yeah.
the wording of that?
when you introduce a new idea to an NPC, roll plus charisma. On a 10+, they believe the idea to be their own and take to it with fervor. On a 7 to 9, their passion fades after a day or two. On a miss, they respond negatively, speaking out against the idea. So here the new idea is, you're going to die here. Don't let that happen. Let's just talk about it. Which I don't assume this person was considering until now.
And on a 7 and 9, it happens, but for like a day.
Yeah, after a day or two, their passion fades. Which, like, I think if you want to, I think that should open me up to like retribution potentially. But like, depending on the person and like what I made them do.
This also says an NPC, not necessarily an enemy, right?
Yeah, is there a
Yeah,
difference? I think there's a difference.
I don't know. I don't know if there is a difference or not. I think that is
I don't know.
worth,
I mean,
worth
I
looking at.
thought NPC was just, literally
yeah,
like
non-player
non-player
character. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, does there need to be some restriction to like?
Well, otherwise, every single person I introduce you to, you get to
I get to try this, but here's the thing: I
all
wouldn't
you
try
have to
this more
do
than
is
once.
all you have to do is a 7 or
Mhm.
up though. So like even on a mixed success, for the most part, you're going to be like rendering everything I do kind of useless with people, as long as they can understand you. I think for the most part,
Sure.
and which
Wait,
I'm not.
what's-
That's a mechanic of the game. I'm not necessarily.
Yeah, and I am trying to be like with a move like this. I'm trying to wait to use it. Like I don't want to lead into a fight with okay, let's stop the fight.
Sure.
Oh, this even like seems to literally indicate that it's things that you would fight, because it says NPCs bring the world to life. If every monster does nothing more than attack and every blacksmith sets out wares, so that implies that like things were meant to fight.
I guess so. You couldn't do it on a monster, maybe, but this is a human, so you could use it here.
Well, monsters can be NPCs. Like that's what this paragraph
No,
we're looking at, right?
I mean, like no. Well, the it's saying instead of just like having blacksmiths that like don't do anything, or just monsters, introduce like NPCs. Introduce NPCs, but don't protect them. The recently deceased Lord of Goblins is just as useful for future adventures as the one who's still alive.
Which like this feels akin to like a Lord of Goblins.
I'm not.
Well, the idea of
I should probably be rolling with like a -1 given the circumstances if we want to say that.
I'm curious as to why that isn't in the rules like of the move, like why that.
Yeah.
does this shape their will though? Like having an idea doesn't mean it overrides your will.
No, I have a different move I can take for that.
I kind of lost.
Which I did take this level. If we want me to try to use a kind of similar move, but it wouldn't be the same.
What move are you trying to use right now, Jonas?
Firebrand?
Firebrand, to introduce a new idea that if they stay and fight, they will die.
Mm-hmm.
Might I suggest this just leads to a disadvantage in a decision and not just like, I'm leaving forever?
I don't. I'm moreover like trying to figure out like rules wise, like why. This says the GM's monsters, NPCs, and other assorted beasts also have moves, but they work differently. So they're deeming like monsters different from NPCs. But
Sure. Is this like stat block under like a monster category somewhere? Because that could be a thing.
That also feel based off of like the reading. That sounds like NPCs is just the etc. in that sentence, and that NPCs is simultaneously a catch-all. Or the operative word there could also be non-player character. So the real question not is this figure a monster, but is this figure a character?
See, I would deem this person an NPC. Just because I think anyone who's like a non-player character is an NPC. But like that to me ends up making that move like OP, like really strangely. Like
it also kind of off of the fact that, I mean, okay, cool. If the idea is that you're going to die today, I think we're also kind of investing a lot more power than what that is. Like, I mean, because that's like, it's almost like forcibly giving someone an intrusive thought. So this person may hold this idea, but it all kind of boils down to who this character is, how they respond to this idea. Because if somebody who's like, I'm a death chaser, I can't wait for the moment I find an opponent strong enough to kill me. Hell yeah, let's fight it even more. Could be one reaction versus a very cowardly person may take the idea, I'm going to die today, and be like, flee.
To me, I get it. To me, that feels like removing your success, though. Because if you roll a 10 plus, like like if the response is then like, oh well, then I better fight extra hard and kill you all super fast, that feels like a failure. So like it's hard for me to like say is like, oh well, it's based on what the NPC feels inside. It's like I can't, I don't know, because that goes against the move as well. That's interesting. But I mean, roll your thing.
Okay, that is a 7 plus charisma, so 9. On a 7 to 9, their passion fades after a day or 2.
Okay, so you've essentially said,
if you stay here and fight, you will die. Let's just and I also said like, tell us what this is all for, but that was more of a request, which might need a parlay. So
yeah. Yeah. So this person stands for a moment and then spends their daggers again and holsters them basically on each side underneath this like cloak, like fancy like robe, and then looks up at the only remaining bandit up in the tree. I think so. And like gestures for that person to like come down, and they start like moving that direction, and like they climb down the tree. The knight is standing right there, sword still drawn, and that bandit like moves over to where this other like larger bandit is. Okay, so yeah, I mean it's become a little apparent that I will probably lose if I fought every single one of you right now. So what do you want?
Well, Darcy just wants to know why you attacked these nice soldier people.
Well, because I want the things.
You have things. You have blades. You have clothing. They don't carry much more with them.
Well, I could use a chest plate or a shield, something. I mean, if some of my mates had shields, maybe they wouldn't be dead.
Oh.
Also, a full suit of plate mail sells for like a lot.
That's true. Large knight, is there something maybe you can give our also large friend here to make this all just kind of stop and we can go away?
Yeah, I could figure something out. I could give our large friend here the end of my sword. I mean, it seems like only fair. They came here with, I suppose, like six people. I came here with 4. I'm leaving here with none. So I think to settle the score, I either take that one out or that one out.
Dowser looks at his family. His plan kind of stops here.
No, I think that's how it works too.
And then the knight like steps forward, and puts both hands on her sword, and she says, "And by the decree of Wei, as one of the lions of Wei, I cannot let someone go who may do harm to our citizens. And she raises up the sword in a pointed fashion towards
Wait,
the two of them.
just a moment. And I turn to the royally adorned bandit mercenary. First off, are you running with any of the major five? The major five being a number of large gangs that are interspersed throughout the 5 cities. It's not like a 1-1 correlation.
Sure. Oh, so it's not like each city has its
Yeah.
own. Yeah.
I am asking him if he has any gang affiliations.
Then yes. The answer is yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Can one of you
That's
get
it.
Can one of you get the knight to lower the blade?
Dowser would love to, but Dad said that the knight is right. The Dowser believes it.
Brenner, as calmly as they can manage, kind of steps between the knight and the hooligan. Just kind of, is there another way we can settle this?
Hey, Brenner, want to roll me a parlay?
Sure.
That is 2d6 plus charisma.
Cool. 3, 4 plus 2, 9.
9. Let's get an aid from someone. I think that's reasonable. Because like Danail, you were trying, or it wouldn't be Dowser.
No, I think Dowser has gotten us as far as he can.
It wouldn't be Dowser. I don't think it would be Dindin, because Dindin is kind of like
"Yep,
this is correct. Yep.
Which is a great choice, but I hate it.
If it's not Danail, Lass is more than willing to step in.
Let's have
Are you a
Lass.
snake?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I'm a snake, but I can not be a snake.
Cool. Danail,
dove.
you would try to help defuse the situation, or should Lass do it?
I need to know who he runs with, what his colors are first, you know. But I also can't ask too many questions at risk of exposing myself.
Sure. Yeah, then Lass, how about you de-snake and roll an aid?
I de-snake and jump, swing off of this branch, sending the body that was kind of like asphyxiated up in the trees, tumbling to the ground. And I say, listen, there's been enough of this. Let's just imprison them, and you can take them back to Way, where they will be judged by the whatever judges or council you have there. And I'm going to roll aid.
Cool.
Let's see. What's aid? What is it?
It's 2d6 plus bond.
Oh, what is bond with?
Which it would either be a 1 or a 2 at this point.
That, oh my god. I'm going to assume it's just a 1, because I don't think Brenner and I have a super close bond. So that is going to be a 10 plus 1.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, then the knight lowers her sword.
Oh.
And says, okay, fine. I suppose we could leave this to the higher courts.
If you want help, maybe escorting them to the city, we're going that way already.
There is also a matter of territories where, as we are on the eastern side of the river, I do believe this falls under the laws of Sindral and not Way, unfortunately. Good night.
Also, just wanted to say, there's no way I'm just gonna give up. I'm not just gonna turn myself in right now. So,
at this point, I want to kind of with my hand below my waist, I'm gonna start signing in Thieves' Cant. I thought of a way to do this non-verbally. This sounds more fun. I'm gonna sign in Thieves' Cant. Affiliation, Frost Scythes,
all right.
Chimera Bastards.
Can I get a parlay from you?
Yeah.
For them. Can you roll this at advantage?
Yeah, hell yeah.
This
3d6.
is 6, Spencer.
Yeah, 3d6. Drop the lowest.
Oh hell yeah. That's gonna be 7 plus 1 for an 8.
7 plus 1 for an 8. Okay,
Yeah.
so on a 7 to 9, they need some concrete assurance of your promise right now. This bandit, the larger bandit, signs back at you. You first.
So what I'm signing, and I imagine how Thieves Can't work is it's very kind of not monosyllabic in terms of words, but like it's like 1 or 2 word sentences. So I'm saying I have an affiliation with the Frost Scythes, that's one gang, and the Chimera Bastards, that is another gang. So my assurance is I'm kind of playing my card first, being like, hey, here's who I'm with. Who are you with?
The bandit gets a smile across their face, and they sign back. In a moment longer, and you would have realized that I was with the Chimera Bastards.
Cool. I'll sign this. Come with me.
The bandit, the larger bandit, takes the daggers out and tosses them towards the knight. Puts their hands up and goes, all right.
Oh.
I'll go and meet my maker. Whatever. Toss me to the courts.
Good night. I'm afraid I must, as a still active member of the Sindral City Watch, it is my responsibility to take this in, and I apologize for your fallen in this line of service.
Dowser, sorry too. Sorry.
I actually didn't understand that, Dowser. Could you?
Dowser also wants to say sorry.
Dowser is apologetic. Yes. But I'm sorry. I'm Danail. If I did not introduce myself, I did introduce myself. Who am I? To whom am I speaking with currently? Good night.
Oh, you're talking to the knight. Hold on. This knight sheathes her sword and turns her attention away from the bandits and looks at you, and then looks back past the river, and just says, my name is not important right now, but if you wish clearance across the river, then I require the bandits to come with me.
All right. Here's a possible compromise, since I believe it is...
She does not stay to hear what you have to say and just starts walking towards the river.
I'm still trying to assess the situation. I'm gonna try and like turn to the family, being hey, I think we need to have a chat with this one. We may have some mutual contacts. Which I think Ladislas, at least, that's Danail's family friendly way of phrasing gang shit. Mutual contacts.
Yeah. Do we know that? Is that what you're saying?
I think Ladislas would, at least, since I think Ladislas and Danail are at least biological siblings, partially. And I think there would have been situations where we would have had to like be like, no, Ladislas, I'm going to meet not a friend, a mutual contact.
Yeah.
Is this,
I think Lass's eyes kind of like widen a little bit, and she says, oh, okay. Well, what shall we do about the night?
And what should we do about the fire?
Can't you just put that out and
Yes.
stall her?
I'll do my best. And Lass is going to run off after the night.
Tell her that you've already chosen to leave.
Yeah, I've already gone.
That child needs to learn some temperance.
No, I don't see why we can't just let the good knight take away that bandit. I'm guessing Din doesn't know about the gang stuff. It was probably hidden. I don't know.
Danail?
I think we'll find out in a moment.
Yeah.
Spencer is, yeah.
Sorry. Look, we don't have any contacts. We don't have any leads. We don't have any ins inside way. We get there.
Sorry.
Where do we start?
Out of character question.
Spencer, does Din know about Danail's?
I think you have. I think Danail has tried to keep the details of his activity as kaput as possible. But I believe you have, at the very least, a strong suspicion, if not whatever explicit knowledge or understanding you decide you have.
Cool, but you haven't talked about it.
You know, if you were to ask Danail would avoid, sidestep, and evade the question.
Do you think that if we follow this person, we can get information that will help us on our journey?
I think it's the best bet we have. The knights may say, "Oh yeah, sure. Here's I don't know. I think if we're trying to track down a cult, cults need supplies which the city guard would confiscate if somebody were trying to sell them."
Okay. Din puts his hand on Danielle's shoulder and he walks up to the knight.
The knight is not there.
Mhm.
Oh, like far gone?
The knight had walked away from you. Ladislas chased
so
after.
we can't follow the knight and the bandit anymore.
Well, you can follow the knight.
The
The
bandit is still in front of us.
The bandit's still in front of you. The knight walked away.
The knight said if we want clearance over the river into the city where she has jurisdiction, we have to give her the bandit. We are saying the bandit is in Danielle's jurisdiction, and that's basically where that agreement is at.
Okay, I actually did not understand her final words. Thank you.
What was that? Is that?
Oh
is
yeah,
that correct?
yeah,
Okay,
that's exactly correct. Yeah.
All right, bandit. We're going to accompany you.
My name's Josh.
Oh, Josh. Do you mind, Josh? Just step your feet up a little bit. I have a tiny bit more to clean.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to hurt your toesies.
I mean, yeah, I can step up. Whatever.
All right. Josh, or I want to look out for you, Josh. I truly do. I feel not only do I have an obligation to you. Well, first off, actually, off of obligation, fuck you for trying to stab my brother. Just to get that out of the way.
All right. Also, fuck all of you for killing all of my men.
Warranted.
Totally fair.
That's how fights work.
That's how
How it works.
Dinden's just like, yeah.
You
I want
ambushed us
to. Go
first.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Franny?
You ambushed us first.
You ambushed us first. You shot first. You got to take that on you.
I didn't know I was going to ambush people who could fight me.
Well, that's no reason to do it anyway.
Well,
It was a rude thing to do. It's okay.
I don't know. You looked weak. What can I
Well,
say?
what can I say? I control the flame.
And we go to Lass, who you're coming up on the night, and you're like running up to her from behind.
Yeah.
She immediately like stops you as you're like approaching, and like with a hand on you. You haven't even made out of the woods yet, and she like pushes you back and starts moving back into the woods with you, and she like pulls her helmet off, and like you see like it's like a buzzed head, like almost like shaved down, like bald, and a worn like sharp face with some scars like completely across it and everything, and she just looks you dead in the eyes and says, "We have a problem with the river. There was a big rock creature that knocked someone into it, and it widened and picked up my soldiers that were on the shore, and is now widening even faster and coming for us. And if it reaches the bodies of the other bandits, then it will keep going and keep growing and picking up animals and everything inside of the woods."
Oh, well, the rock creature was me. I'll take that one. My apologies. I'm a druid.
And she rushes. She begins like rushing into the woods further. And actually, the water, as it's like touching the line of the woods. I mean, this thing is like so long. It must be picking up like squirrels and like rabbits from other sections of the woods, and it just starts expanding and expanding and expanding, and it is like rushing towards you. Lass, you and this knight, as of right now, it seems like you will not have the speed to escape this river as it branches out in the way that it is, and the rest of you start hearing the rushing of this water and the bandit who is facing like the direction of the waves. The last thing you hear before you turn to see this yourself, as Ladislaus and this knight are running towards you, is the bandit go, I think we have more problems than what I'm gonna do. And next time on Hijinks and Dungeon World.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Great. We ran a little bit long because around the point when I was going to start wrapping this up, we had that long conversation.
Yeah, I was really thinking I was about to end the episode.
I was kind of like in that vein as well. But like it just got like so muddy that I was like, oh gosh, okay, all right. Well, let's wrap up. This has been the episode 6 of the end Hijinks and Dungeon World miniseries campaign. So if you've enjoyed this, if this is your first time joining us, go back and check the other episodes of this campaign, and if that is enjoyable to you and you go, I want more of these people, then you're in luck. There are 50 plus episodes of us in a backlog for the continuous campaign we usually do called Hijinks and Handlebars that uses the Kids on Bikes system. Kids on Bikes is like Stranger Things. So if this is like Lord of the Rings, that's what that is like. It's just kids in a small town. Misadventures with supernatural elements and everything. It's very fun. It's very wonderful. It's like it's one of my favorite things that I do. So go check that out. That's all in a playlist called Hijinks and Handlebars on the main QueueTimes main YouTube channel. Go to the VODs on the YouTube channel. Leave comments. Share this stuff with friends. Do all that kind of thing. And we hope to see you back here. We do this every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. So we've loved having you. We are going to enjoy continuing this campaign. We will see what happens next time with this wide magic destructive river. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KWilliamWhite. You can also find this show at HandleStream on Twitter and Instagram. I'm in a band, Glass Beach Band. You can find that at Glass Beach Band. Also, Jonas and I, Jonas is in Glass Beach as well. And we are in another QueueTimes show called Court of Corvids, which is a Pathfinder 2nd Edition show that happens on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. That's very fun. We play a married couple. We're on a boat currently being pirates and stuff. It's a good time. It's really wonderful. Aside from that, check out Hijinks and Handlebars. Come back every Tuesday. Check out the other shows on QueueTimes. There's a tip jar, ! Coin, where you can donate to all of the shows, and the money goes directly to us in the cast and everything. So that's a direct, actionable way to support us, and we really appreciate it.
You can find me on Twitter at Jonas Newhouse, where I tweet about Glass Beach, the band that William and I are both in. We do have a Patreon if you listen to our music, which I think you should, and want to and are able to support it, which we would super appreciate. You can find our Patreon there. We're on all social media at Glass Beach Band. We also have been streaming on our own Twitch channel, doing mostly video game streams and some political streams. We want to get into some music streams soon. And currently, William and I are playing through. We'll be doing like a Thursday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific slot for a while. Currently, we're going to be doing the end game of Undertale, and then a little bit of Stardew Valley, then some Deltarune, and eventually playing a bunch of Zelda games together. So find that on twitch.tv/Glass Beach Band. That's me.
Spencer.
Hi, I have been Spencer LaBelle playing Danail. You can find me on Twitter at SpabelleVO. You can find me on Instagram at Splubble, which is spelled like bubble with a spla, SPLUBBLE. Thank you for watching.
Sam.
I've been Sam Richardson playing Ladislaus. You can find me on Twitter at Laggardson. There's lots of L's. LAGGARDSON. Just lots of L's in general. Samuel, Ladislaus, Laggardson. It's all very L heavy. You can also find me on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel, where I ran a series called Monster of the Week. That is all in a playlist called Monster of the Week. There are 15 episodes. The show is over. So if you're looking for something that has a complete beginning, middle, and end, that might be a place to look. I'm really, really proud of that show. William and Jonas and our good friend Sammy were all on that as well. And very incredible performances from all three, if I might be so bold. I also think the story's good, but, mostly watch for them.
Yeah, we just got rated by
hello.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for rating us. Hey, we're excited to say goodbye to you all.
But yeah, go watch Monster of the Week on QueueTimes. It's great. It's all on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel, and maybe there'll be more someday. Who knows? You can also check out more Monster of the Week content on my Twitter that I'll be publishing shortly. I've been writing up a couple of different mysteries, one of which I just ran for some friends who are not on this stream, that is going to be a sort of like Property Brothers meets Aliens, So check that out. Look forward to that coming up soon. And that's about it. Support your local homeless shelter and local bookstore and food, all of that good stuff.
Friendly local games.
Yeah, I just want to jump in really quick before you go, Tanameto. For anybody who was rated in and is still here, we're doing a Dungeon World miniseries at the moment. This is only episode 6 of the Dungeon World miniseries, and the other episodes, at least a few of them, are in a playlist on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that at all and want to check in on that, except we always stream at the same time as Scabby Rooster on Tuesdays, I believe. So you probably won't be able to catch us live, but if you want to check out those VODs, they're on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel.
Thank you, Scabby Rooster.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's unfortunate that we stream at the same time. Okay, Tanimeto, how about you go?
Hey, I've been Chris playing Din Din. If you like what I do, I have a YouTube channel where I make animation called Tanimeto. I do music and cute characters that are vegetables that sing and stuff. Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
I've been Franny playing Brenner, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at JUST_FRANNIEK. And then if you are a fan of horror or any of that, you can follow my other account, The Mask of Zozo, at I Love the Horror.
Cool, great. All right, well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you hopefully next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific on Tuesdays, and have a good rest of your week. Be safe.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.